So let's talk about a leave it command really quick. Basically, a leave it command would just be that you say leave it and the dog leaves it alone. It doesn't bother with it anymore. It's not really a drop command. It's more of something like, hey, you're paying attention to this, whether that's a person, dog, stick, anything, leave it alone. Um, there's one major mistake that I see that happens with this, and I try to make things as black and white as possible and as clear to the dog as possible. And when you're using and especially teaching this leave it command, you don't want to let the dog ultimately get that object. For example, some people will teach it with food and they'll put food on the ground and they'll cover it up with their hand if the dog goes for it. And then the second then they don't do that, they'll reward them with it. But then when they start using the word leave it, it's in my mind it's sending a missed message because you're telling your dog to leave this but then you're ultimately giving it to them. So I think when you're first starting out you need to be very crystal clear. So the way I teach is just with a leash. The dog goes to something that it's not supposed to or is paying attention to something it's not supposed to, you say leave it and you pull them away, just guiding pressure until the dog releases and the attention's not on it anymore. And you do this over and over again, leave it, pull it away, leave it, pull it away. Eventually the dog learns that, oh, when they say leave it, that means get away from that thing, stop paying attention to that thing. And so one way we kind of circumvent this issue is that we will put the dog in a place command. And so you'll see that video here in just a second. We have the dog in a place command and we drop a piece of food. In this moment, it's actually acting as a distraction to the place command, not a leave it command. So I'm not saying leave it, and so the dog doesn't leave it. We're just putting the dog in place and then adding a distraction to it. Then when we release the dog, there's no mixed messages because we didn't say it was off limits. We just said don't get off place, right? So in dog training, there's a million different ways to do different things. The big thing is just you're consistent. So I think at the beginning, this is just the best way to do it. And then here's a little clip on how you can kind of circumvent this and kind of teach the place command and just work it up, building some distractions. Doesn't matter if I throw a ball, doesn't matter if I drop a piece of food, doesn't matter if there's an explosion going off. You need to be in that place command until told to break. Leave thing, especially for you guys, like leave it and then give it to her. That's kind of confusing for the dog. But if we just reinforce the command that she's supposed to be in, it kind of works both ways. So place. There's the food. She wants the food. She's not going to get it. She's supposed to be in place, so she's reinforcing the command. She's working on some impulse control, right? Mm-hmm. Me throwing that is pretty, like dogs want to lunge after that, especially when they see things moving. That's why they like squirrels and different things. Break. Yeah, see, like you said earlier, like she's thinking right there.
Yeah.
Right, which is good. But you want dogs to think because the more they think, the less they react.
Yeah.
Same thing for humans. We want people to think, less reaction. Good. Yes. She gives me eye contact. Always good to reward eye contact. Yes. So even like giving her a kissy face, that's fine. Kelly. Yes. So once I got that eye contact, yes, that's what you guys can drill every single day, just for like 5 or so minutes, or even less than that, even just 5 or 6 times, and then start working place. Yes. And you can even do it on the place board too, because it kind of gives them a little bit, they're just more focused. Yes. I couldn't really tell if she was she was kind of looking in my direction, but she wasn't really like looking at my eyes. See, once again, no pressure. When she was going after that, there was pressure. It was just guidance. It wasn't anything major. No, don't try and be tricky.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, maybe if I just lean over the edge, it'll work. Break. Good. Any questions on any of that?